It is 5:13 here on your Thursday morning. We're about through the work week here, and we are staying warm, but we do have some changes today. If you are getting out the door, you might already be getting rained on. We do have rain on radar. Let's start with where it's at. For the metro area specifically, a dive in here. Not much happening on the east bank, but the west bank was seeing a few showers. You see how they dissipate though? A lot of the rain we see today is going to start to move inland and weaken here in the metro. So I have our rain chances across the city in the west bank at about 30 to 40% throughout much of the day. But this is what a big part of today is going to look like. A few passing showers. Now down along the coast, let's bump that up to a 60 to 70% chance of rain, more coverage, and you can see even heavier rain falling over Grand Isle. So you'll have a good steady rain the next probably hour or so down in Grand Isle. Cutoff, LaRose, Galliano, Golden Meadow, down to Leeville and Port Fourchon. So down LA1, basically, we've got some passing showers as well. And then down through the mouth of the river, you've had some rain. So that's where a lot of the rain is going to be today, right along the coast. And then as you move north, rain chances decrease. North Shore, I wouldn't bet on getting any rain today. Doesn't look very likely. Temperature-wise, though, we're all going to benefit from these showers and some clouds. We'll stay in the mid to upper 80s for a few spots, so not as hot, but this is about where we should be for late September. And you notice our camera shaking? We do have a breeze today, 10 to 15 miles an hour sustained, and could gust 20 to 25 miles an hour. So here's what the rain chances look like across the entire area. North Shore, less than 10%. Metro, 30 to 40%, same thing for the river parishes, and then 60 to 70% along the coast. If you're in Thibodaux and Houma, we'll go with about a 40 to 50% chance of rain. And once we get past today, it looks like we're going to be getting into a drier pattern again. So I know we're talking about the burn bans being loosened. We really have not seen any big relief to our local areas. So it depends on what our officials decide, but I would still say the drought is still the most prominent feature and things are still really dry. Just don't be burning for now. And you can see our rain chances low through the weekend and early next week. Temperature wise, we are going to heat back up this weekend back into the low 90s. We're kicking off October on Sunday with 91, and then we'll stay in the upper 80s Monday and Tuesday. Now, I was talking about earlier, I said a real deal cold front. Walter asked, what's a real deal cold front? It's what I call a cold front that actually has cool air with it. So we are going to be watching this into next week. Now, this is still 7 days out. I'm scared to even mention it because I don't want to scare it off, but Thursday, Friday of next week, models are split on when to move in the cold front, but nearly every single one of our models brings in one of those strong cold fronts as we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What does that mean? Well, it could mean afternoons more in the 70s and overnight at temperatures in the 50s. Maybe. Applause, yeah, around the studio. Once again, we will see. Don't write that in stone, but towards the end of next week and really next weekend, so in 7 to 10 days, could actually have some cooler air coming in. We'll hope so. All right, the tropics still quiet for us. Nothing expected to develop on our doorstep, but we still have Philippe and Invest 91. They're going to be doing the tango the next week or so. It looks like these are going to be doing some interesting things, interacting with each other. Models are split on what they want to do with it, but in reality, I think Philippe is going to weaken the next couple of days. Invest 91 may take over briefly, and then they may switch back and forth as they eventually lift out to sea. So no issues for the Gulf of Mexico there. Our 7-day forecast, a little breezy today, watching for passing showers. Temperatures in the upper 80s. We're going to heat back up this weekend. Saturday and Sunday look mostly dry, but plenty warm. If you're going to be outside, it will be in the low 90s. And boaters beware. Small craft use caution in effect for the lakes. The Gulf has a small craft advisory thanks to those gustier winds. Seas could get as choppy as 3 to 5 feet going into tomorrow, so staying choppy into Friday, and your high tide running later through the day and your low tide running tonight.